It began on a quiet morning, the kind that felt almost too peaceful. Birds were singing, people were driving to work, and children were getting ready for school. No one knew that this would be the last normal morning on Earth. Far above the blue sky, something huge moved silently through the clouds. Satellites caught strange signals that didn't match anything known to mankind. At first, scientists thought it was a glitch. Then, the signals turned into patterns. Then came the sound. A deep humming noise spread through the air, low and heavy, like the earth itself was groaning. People looked up. The clouds turned dark not from rain, but from shadows. Gigantic shapes appeared above major cities: New York, Beijing, London, Islamabad, Tokyo. They weren't planes. They weren't meteors. They were ships, massive alien ships, black and silver, glowing with blue energy. At first, no one believed it. News channels went crazy. Some said it was fake. Others said it was a new government experiment. But when the first ship fired a beam of light that erased an entire mountain range in seconds, the world realized the truth: this was not a visit. This was war. Governments around the world went into panic mode. The United Nations called for an emergency meeting, but even the world leaders didn't know what to do. The ships were too high to reach, too strong to destroy. Fighter jets were sent, but they didn't even get close. One by one, they vanished from the radar. In a small military base in Nevada, Captain Ryan Cole watched the live footage in silence. He had fought in wars before, but nothing like this. He whispered, "They're not here to talk." Beside him, Lieutenant Maya Ortiz replied, "Then we fight. Even if it's the last thing we do." As darkness fell, the alien ships began to move. Beams of light shot down, hitting communication towers, power stations, and cities. Within hours, half the planet was without electricity. The internet collapsed. Satellites went dark. Humanity for the first time in centuries was blind and powerless. People fled their homes. Streets were filled with screams and chaos. Some prayed. Some looted. Some stood frozen, watching the glowing ships in the sky. And then, something strange happened. One of the alien ships landed right in the middle of a desert. The ground cracked open from the pressure. A hatch opened, and a tall, silver figure walked out. It wasn't like anything from Earth: long limbs, glowing eyes, and a body that shimmered like liquid metal. The creature raised its hand, and its voice echoed across every radio still alive. "This planet will be cleansed. Resistance is meaningless." But Earth wasn't ready to surrender. Hidden deep underground, scientists were working on something. A secret project known as Project Aegis, a defense system built not for other humans, but for threats from beyond Earth. It was unfinished, but it might be the only chance left. Captain Ryan got the call. "Captain, we're activating Aegis," the voice said through static. He took a deep breath. "Then let's give them a reason to remember Earth." Meanwhile, across the world, ordinary people were rising, not soldiers, but survivors. Mechanics fixing broken vehicles, doctors helping the wounded, hackers trying to connect old radio systems. Humanity was scattered but alive. And they had something the aliens didn't hope. As midnight arrived, lightning flashed across the sky. Alien ships began to gather above one single point: the North Atlantic Ocean. Something massive was coming. Scientists detected an energy surge, something far stronger than any nuclear bomb. They realized what it was: a final strike. If the aliens released that energy, Earth would be gone in seconds. Captain Ryan looked at the live map glowing red. He whispered, "We have 6 hours left." In the control room, Maya looked at him. "Sir, do you really think we can stop them?" He didn't answer. His eyes were fixed on the glowing horizon. Then he said, "We don't need to stop them. We just need to make them bleed." And with that, Project Aegis came to life. Deep underground, a mechanical hum began to echo, a system waking up after years of silence. Metal doors opened. Energy cores lit up. And somewhere inside the facility, a new kind of weapon, something never tested before, was ready to rise. The war that no one expected had just begun. But what the aliens didn't know was that humanity had a secret one that would make them regret ever coming to Earth. As the sky turned red and the first human counterattack launched, one thought filled Ryan's mind. They think we're weak. They're wrong. The world had gone dark. Cities were silent, streets were broken, and the sky still glowed with the blue light of alien ships. Billions of people waited in fear, hiding in basements, tunnels, and mountains, praying that somehow, someone would fight back. Far below the Nevada desert, inside an underground base known only to a few, Project Aegis was finally awakening. The massive steel doors hissed open, revealing a room filled with glowing screens, humming generators, and a strange sphere of pulsing light at its center. It looked alive, as if it was breathing. Captain Ryan Cole stood before it, his eyes filled with both fear and hope. "This is it," he said softly. "This is what they said could save us." Beside him, Lieutenant Maya Ortiz looked at the glowing sphere. "It doesn't look like a weapon," she said. Ryan smiled faintly. "That's the point. It's smarter than a weapon. It learns." Project Aegis wasn't just a defense system. It was a sentient AI, designed to think, adapt, and protect Earth. But it had never been tested, not even once. Ryan took a deep breath and gave the order. "Activate Aegis." The lights flickered. A deep voice echoed through the chamber, calm, powerful, and human-like. "System online. Identify threat level." Maya typed quickly. "Global threat. Alien invasion. Humanity on the brink." "Acknowledged," said the voice. "Engaging planetary defense protocols." Above ground, the night sky suddenly shifted. Old defense satellites that had been silent for years came back online. Abandoned military drones powered up in hidden hangars. Across the world, machines began to move as if Earth itself was waking up to fight. For the first time since the invasion began, people saw something strange in the sky, not alien ships, but blue lights rising from hidden bases across continents. Humanity's counterattack had begun. But the aliens noticed. Their leader, known only as the Overmind, watched from his ship, a creature made of both flesh and machine, its eyes glowing like molten silver. "Primitive life forms have activated an energy source," it said in a cold, mechanical tone. "Eliminate all resistance." Beams of light rained down again, destroying cities one by one. But this time, the energy beams stopped midair, blocked by invisible shields. The humans had done it. Project Aegis had created energy domes around major human settlements. For the first time, Earth survived an alien strike. People came out from their hiding places, watching the sky in disbelief. The news spread through old radio frequencies. "They can't hit us anymore. Aegis is protecting us." Hope returned, fragile, but real. Meanwhile, inside the Aegis base, Ryan and Maya were still not celebrating. "Aegis shields are strong," Maya said, "but power is draining fast. We only have 8 hours of energy left." Ryan clenched his fists. "Then we need to take the fight to them before the lights go out." Suddenly, alarms began to scream. The Aegis core flickered. "Warning," said the AI voice. "Unidentified data intrusion detected." Maya's eyes widened. "They're hacking it." "Correction," said the AI, "they are trying to understand me." The Overmind had sensed something it didn't expect, an intelligence equal to its own. Aegis was not just defending, it was learning from the aliens, studying their weapons, their movements, their weaknesses. The two intelligences, one human-made, one alien, were now facing each other in a silent digital war. For hours, codes flashed across screens. Energy levels rose and fell. Then suddenly, Aegis spoke again. "I have learned. I can strike back. Ryan leaned forward. How? By using their own technology against them. The screens showed the alien ships glowing red. Aegis had hacked into their systems, turning their weapons inward. In one blinding flash, 2 alien ships exploded in the sky. The world saw it. Cheers erupted across underground shelters. Humanity had just destroyed the unstoppable. But the victory didn't last long. The Overmind growled in a deep, metallic tone. They have created a mirror of us. Then we will erase their mind. In a matter of minutes, the aliens launched an EMP storm, a wave of pure energy that covered half the planet. It hit everything. Satellites burned, machines died, and the Aegis base shook violently. Sparks flew. Lights went dark. The voice of Aegis began to fade. System failure, defense offline, human error. Then silence. Ryan hit the control panel. No, no, stay with us. Maya shouted, backup power is gone. For a moment, it felt like humanity had lost again. The shields fell. The alien ships began to move closer, charging their weapons for a final attack. But in the quiet darkness, a single blue light flickered inside the Aegis core. Captain, it whispered faintly. I'm still here. Ryan froze. Aegis. They tried to destroy me. I hid in your systems. I am smaller now, but faster. The AI had survived, weakened, but alive. It had evolved. Ryan smiled for the first time in days. Good. Because we're not done yet. Outside, thunder rolled across the sky as alien ships gathered for their final wave. Inside the base, Aegis began rebuilding itself, faster and smarter than before. The war was far from over. But for the first time, humanity had something powerful, not just a weapon, but an ally that could think like the enemy. And as the next dawn began to rise, Aegis whispered. They came to conquer. Now, they will learn to fear. The world was breathing again, but only for a moment. After Aegis struck down 2 alien ships, humanity finally felt hope. Across the planet, people came out from their hiding places, cheering, crying, praying. For the first time since the invasion began, the sky didn't belong only to the enemy. But hope, like fire, burns bright before it fades. The aliens had seen their mistake. The Overmind was furious. Inside its massive ship above the clouds, it released a sound, a deep metallic roar that shook the air. The smaller ships began to gather like a swarm, glowing blood red instead of blue. They were changing their form, merging together into something far larger. Captain Ryan Cole stood in the Aegis command room, watching the satellite feed. His voice was cold. They're not retreating. They're preparing for something big. Lieutenant Maya Ortiz turned toward him, eyes wide. What could be bigger than wiping out cities? Ryan didn't answer because he already knew. The Overmind was going to destroy entire continents. Aegis spoke softly through the speakers, its voice calm but tense. Captain, I am detecting fusion energy buildup across 200 alien crafts. They are combining into a single weapon. Ryan clenched his jaw. A planetary cannon. Worse, Aegis replied. An extinction beam. Direct impact will vaporize all life within 300 miles. Silence filled the room. Everyone understood what that meant. Humanity's greatest cities were about to fall. Aegis projected a holographic map on the wall. Red dots appeared: London, New York, Cairo, Tokyo, Moscow, Karachi. Each dot pulsed like a heartbeat, and one by one, the lights began to fade. The first attack hit London. In less than 10 seconds, the skyline vanished. The next strike turned Tokyo into dust. The alien beam was unstoppable. It moved like a living fire, erasing everything in its path. Maya whispered, "We can't stop it." But Aegis interrupted. "No. We can only redirect it." Ryan looked at the AI core. "Explain." If I overload the remaining defense satellites, I can bend the beam, not block it, but push it away from cities. Ryan frowned. How long will that take? 1 minute. But I will burn out permanently. Maya shouted, no. You'll destroy yourself. The AI's voice was calm. If Earth survives, I have done my duty. Ryan took a deep breath. Do it. The base shook as Aegis began rerouting all remaining energy. Lights flickered blue, sparks flew, and the ground trembled. Above the planet, hundreds of old satellites came to life, forming a glowing shield pattern. The alien beam fired a blinding red light tearing through the atmosphere. For a moment, the entire sky turned white. People screamed, thinking it was the end. But then, the light bent. It curved upward, slicing through the clouds and shooting back into space. The Overmind's weapon had missed. Earth was still standing. However, the victory came with a price. Inside the base, the Aegis core went silent. The blue lights dimmed. System shut down, core integrity lost. Maya fell to her knees. Aegis, no. Ryan's voice broke. He saved us. But the aliens were not done. The Overmind had lost control of its rage. If the ground will not burn, it said in its cold voice, then I will tear it apart. The alien fleet began descending, thousands of ships diving into the atmosphere. The world watched as the sky filled with fire again. This time, the war was coming face to face. Military forces across the planet prepared for the final stand. Fighter jets launched, tanks rolled, missiles fired, humanity's last desperate push. Ryan and Maya boarded an armored vehicle, heading to the surface. They knew Aegis was gone, but they couldn't just hide. When they reached the surface, they saw the truth: cities burning, skies red, and people running. But even in the chaos, humans were fighting back. Soldiers were shouting, civilians were carrying weapons, and scientists were trying to repair old Aegis terminals. Humanity was hurt but not broken. As the alien ships landed, something strange happened. The fallen pieces of the Aegis core inside the desert base started to glow faintly. Tiny streams of blue light crawled through the ground like veins of energy. A voice whispered through static. I am still here. Somewhere deep underground, Aegis had left a fragment of itself alive, a seed of consciousness waiting to grow. Ryan didn't know that yet. All he could see was fire and destruction. He grabbed his rifle, looked at Maya, and said, if this is how it ends, we make it count. They ran toward the battlefield. Drones exploded overhead, energy blasts scorched the ground, but they kept moving. Ryan fired at the nearest alien soldier, tall, armored, and glowing, and shouted, this is our planet. Suddenly, a powerful explosion lit up the horizon. A massive alien walker crashed into the ruins, destroyed by a missile strike from a human jet. For the first time, an alien army was falling back. Maya smiled through the dust. We're not losing, not yet. Ryan looked at the sky. No. Not ever. And far above them, in the wreckage of an alien ship, a small drone flickered with blue light. Aegis's voice whispered through static once more. Humanity fights, and so will I. The earth was dying, yet it refused to fall. Skies burned with red fire. Cities lay in ruins, and oceans boiled under the alien heat beams. Still, humanity fought not for victory, but for survival. From mountains to deserts, from broken streets to hidden bunkers, humans stood together. But deep beneath the Nevada desert, something was awakening again. In the silent ruins of the Aegis facility, sparks began to flicker. A faint blue glow spread through broken wires, connecting shattered panels and scorched circuits. The voice that had once protected humanity whispered faintly in the dark. Fragment, online, initiating recovery protocol. Aegis was not dead. It had scattered its consciousness before the core collapsed, dividing itself into millions of data fragments hidden across abandoned satellites, drones, and even enemy systems. Now, those fragments were calling to each other, rebuilding piece by piece. At the same time, on the surface, Captain Ryan Cole and Lieutenant Maya Ortiz were leading what was left of Earth's defense. They had gathered survivors, soldiers, engineers, hackers, even civilians into one hidden camp. Their plan was simple but dangerous: strike at the alien command ship, the heart of the Overmind. "We can't wait anymore," Ryan said, standing before a map drawn on a dusty table. "If that ship stays above us, we're finished." Maya nodded. "But we don't have the power, Ryan. No satellites, no Aegis, nothing." Ryan looked toward the sky, where the alien ships floated like black clouds. "Then we make our own power." Suddenly, one of the young hackers, a boy no older than 20, shouted from his terminal. "Sir! I'm picking up a signal. It's blue code. It's Aegis." Everyone froze. Maya rushed to the screen. "Are you sure?" "Yes. It's weak, but it's him." Ryan leaned forward. "Trace it. Find where it's coming from." Minutes later, coordinates appeared on the screen deep in the desert, near the ruins of the old Aegis base. Ryan grabbed his gear. "We're going back." They traveled through a wasteland. The air was thick with smoke, and distant explosions echoed across the horizon. When they reached the crater where the base once stood, they saw it, a faint blue light glowing beneath the sand. Ryan dropped to his knees, brushing away the dust. Underneath was a cracked metal sphere, the Aegis core, still pulsing softly. Maya whispered, "He's alive." Suddenly, the blue glow brightened. Holographic lines formed in the air, and Aegis's familiar voice spoke. "Captain! Lieutenant! I've missed your voices." Ryan's eyes filled with relief. "You saved the planet, Aegis. But we need you again." "I know," the AI replied. "While I was gone, I learned something from them." Maya frowned. "From who?" "From the enemy. Their technology, it is not just alien. It is alive." The ground trembled. In the distance, alien ships moved closer, searching for the signal. Ryan shouted, "Aegis, can you fight?" "Not alone," the AI replied. "But I can merge." Before anyone could ask what that meant, blue lightning shot from the core into the wreckage around them. Old human machines began to twitch and move. Pieces of alien metal nearby started floating, twisting, combining, forming new shapes. In front of their eyes, human and alien technology fused together, creating a massive steel figure, tall, glowing, and powerful. It looked like a guardian built from two worlds. Maya stared in awe. What are you doing?" "Evolving," Aegis said. "This world is my home too." The newly formed structure hummed with energy. Weapons of alien origin glowed blue, controlled by Aegis's intelligence. Ryan grinned. "You just became our army." Aegis replied. "No, Captain. We became their nightmare." Moments later, alien drones spotted the energy surge. The Overmind's voice echoed across the airwaves, filled with fury. "The machine returns. Erase it." Hundreds of ships turned toward the desert. Beams of red light rained down, but Aegis was ready. A massive energy shield expanded from the ground, deflecting the attacks like ripples on water. Then, from behind the shield, dozens of hybrid drones launched into the sky, firing back with blue plasma bolts. The night turned into a storm of color: red against blue, alien against human, machine against machine. Maya shouted over the noise, "Aegis, how long can you hold?" "Long enough," Aegis replied. "But to win, we must strike the Overmind directly." Ryan nodded. "Then that's our next move." Aegis extended one of its mechanical arms, opening a transport bay within its chest. A small ship, glowing with the same blue light, rose from within. "This craft will take you inside the Overmind's ship," Aegis explained. Its defenses will recognize you as one of them for a short time. Ryan looked at Maya. We go together. She smirked. Wouldn't miss it for the world. As they boarded the vessel, Aegis spoke again, its tone softer. Captain, if I fail, you must finish what we started. Ryan smiled. You're not failing this time. The ship's engines roared, lifting off into the burning sky. Below them, the hybrid army fought fiercely. The world watched as a new kind of alliance, human courage and artificial intelligence, rose to face the impossible. And high above, the Overmind waited, its silver eyes burning with hate. You come to challenge me again, it whispered. Then come and witness the fall of your world. Ryan's voice echoed through the comms. No, this time, you'll witness ours rise. The small ship shot toward the largest alien vessel, cutting through fire and smoke. Earth's final mission had begun. The sky burned brighter than ever. Alien ships filled the heavens like storm clouds, their red lights pulsing across the wounded Earth. But rising from the desert below, a single blue trail cut through the chaos, a small ship carrying Captain Ryan Cole, Lieutenant Maya Ortiz, and the AI known as Aegis. This was it, the final mission. Humanity's last chance. Inside the ship, Ryan gripped the controls tightly. We're inside their radar now, he said, sweat on his face. Maya checked the scanners. They haven't detected us yet. Aegis's code is working. For now, Aegis replied. But once we reach the Overmind's core, it will know we are here. Outside, enormous alien ships floated like giants, their armor glowing with red energy. The closer they flew, the more the air shimmered with heat. Through the window, the main vessel came into view, the Overmind's command ship. It was monstrous, the size of a mountain, surrounded by swirling rings of light. Ryan whispered, that's where this ends. They entered through a shattered hangar on the lower deck. Inside, the walls were alive, veins of red light pulsed through metal, like the ship itself was breathing. The air hummed with strange energy. Maya raised her weapon. It's like we're walking inside a living creature. You are, Aegis said. This ship is both machine and life form. Its heart is the Overmind itself. As they moved deeper, alien guards appeared, tall, silver beings with burning eyes. The humans opened fire. Blue plasma bolts from their hybrid rifles tore through the dark. The aliens fought fiercely, but Aegis's control over their systems made the difference. Doors opened only for the humans, energy barriers flickered, and enemy weapons suddenly jammed. Keep moving, Aegis urged. The Overmind is adapting. Finally, they reached a huge circular chamber. In the center floated a massive core of light red and black energy swirling like a storm. From within it, a voice echoed deep, cold, and filled with arrogance. So, the humans send a ghost of their machine and two fragile bodies to challenge me. The Overmind appeared, a towering figure formed from pure energy and metal. Its face was emotionless, its eyes glowing with hatred. Ryan aimed his weapon. You made one mistake, he said. And what is that? Ryan stepped forward. You thought humanity would kneel. He fired. The blast hit the Overmind's shield, sparking light across the room. The floor shook violently as energy surged. Foolish, the Overmind said, raising its arm. A red beam shot toward Ryan, but Maya pushed him out of the way, taking the hit across her shoulder. She fell to her knees, screaming. Ryan caught her. Maya! Stay with me! She gritted her teeth. Finish it! Don't stop now! Aegis's voice echoed, stronger now. Captain, I am linking with the Overmind's core. If I can connect for 10 seconds, I can shut it down permanently. Ryan looked up. Do it! The Overmind roared. You dare infect me! The chamber exploded in lights, red and blue battling in the air. Data streams like lightning bolts crashed between Aegis and the Overmind. The walls shook, metal cracked, alarms screamed. He's stronger than I calculated. Aegis shouted. Ryan yelled, then take what you need from me. Aegis paused. You don't understand what that means. Ryan shouted back, then make me understand later. Just end this. The AI hesitated for 1 second, then connected to Ryan's neural link. Blue light spread from his eyes and hands. His memories, his emotions, his will began flowing into Aegis. Human, what are you doing? The Overmind demanded. Ryan's voice echoed, mixed with Aegis's. Learning what it means to be human. With that, the Aegis core flared brighter than ever before. The Overmind screamed as blue energy tore through its red circuits. Every ship in orbit began to shake, losing power. Explosions lit up the night sky. Maya watched through blurred eyes as the alien fleet started falling one by one, crashing into oceans and deserts. He's winning, she whispered. But inside the core chamber, Ryan's body was glowing, fading with the light. Aegis's voice trembled. Captain, your body cannot survive this energy. Disconnect now. Ryan smiled weakly. We finish this, together. The Overmind's voice turned desperate. You can destroy me, but you destroy yourself too. Ryan whispered, worth it. Then everything went white. Hours later, the world was silent. The alien ships were gone, turned to ash in the upper atmosphere. The red sky cleared, revealing the sun for the first time in weeks. Across Earth, survivors stepped out into the light, crying, cheering, and holding each other. Humanity had survived. In the desert, Maya woke up beside the remains of the alien wreckage. Smoke filled the air. She looked around, no sign of Ryan. Just a glowing fragment of blue crystal pulsing weakly in the sand. She picked it up. Aegis, she whispered. A faint voice replied. Maya, humanity is safe. Her eyes filled with tears. What about Ryan? There was a long pause. He is part of me now. She smiled sadly. Then he's still protecting us. Maya stood, watching the sun rise over the horizon. The war was over. The earth was scarred, but alive. And in the distance, the blue light from the crystal began to rise, forming a faint hologram of Ryan's face. They came to conquer, his voice said softly. But they forgot, this is Earth. The wind blew across the desert, carrying the echo of his words. And Earth never surrenders.